Hello all and welcome to Talk GCSE. Now let's be honest, most students revise the reactivity series in the worst possible way. Then they try to memorize a long list of metals, forget the order in the exam, panic and then guess. And the worst part is you don't actually need to memorize it like that. In the video, I'm going to show you how the reactivity series actually work and how examiners expect you to use it, and how to answer any reactivity series questions with confidence, of course. If you understand the logic behind it, you'll stop guessing and start picking up easy marks. This is Talk GCSE, Science Explained Properly. Now, let's have a look. Reactivity is all about how easily a metal reacts. If a metal is very reactive, it reacts quickly, loses electrons easily, and is harder to extract. If a metal is less reactive, it reacts slowly, holds on to its electrons, and easier to extract. The reactivity series is simply a ranking of metals from most reactive to the least reactive. At the top, metals react very easily. At the bottom, metals barely react at all. Once you understand that, everything else becomes logical. Now, let's talk about the order, but not memorization. At the top of the reactivity series, you have metals like potassium, sodium, calcium. These metals react aggressively, especially with water. That's why they are never found pure in nature, stored under oil, and extracted using electrolysis. Now, at the bottom, you see things like copper, silver, gold. These metals are much less reactive, which is why they're often found unreacted from the earth. They don't corrode easily, and they're used for jewelry. Now, you don't need the full list. You need to know top, middle, bottom. That's it. Going further on to displacement. Displacement reactions are where most students lose easy marks. For example, if magnesium is added to copper sulfate, magnesium is higher in the reactivity series than copper. So magnesium displaces copper. Magnesium goes into the solution and copper is left behind. But if you tried the opposite way, which is copper with magnesium sulfate, nothing's going to happen. So the examiner's language matters here. Always say because it is more reactive. No reactivity series reference would only lead to you losing marks. Going on to a thing called extraction. Now, you've all heard about extraction. Extraction is a reactivity series. It tells us how the metals are extracted. Very reactive metals that are above carbon, they can be extracted using carbon. Okay? They cannot be extracted using carbon. They must be extracted using electrolysis. Examples include aluminium, sodium. Less reactive metals, so the ones that are below carbon, I'll try and get that right this time, they can be extracted by heating with carbon. So they can be extracted once they're below carbon, okay? This saves a lot of energy and cost because, to be honest, electrolysis is very expensive, And metals at the very bottom, like gold, they don't need extracting at all. They are literally found pure, exactly like me. This topic comes up all the time in exams, especially the 6-mark questions. Now, when we talk about exams, examiners love asking which metal displaces the other, why a reaction happens or doesn't happen, why a metal is extracted using electrolysis, or why a metal is used for a specific purpose. So the key thing here is you need to remember more reactivity, they lose electron easily. Higher metal displaces the lower metal. extraction depends on positive relative to carbon. Now, if you know that, you're already ahead of most of the students. Now, if this video made the reactivity series clearer, that means you don't need to memorize more. You need to understand better. That's what Talk GCSE is about. If you want chemistry explained without waffle, or science, I must say, explained without waffle, exam technique that actually works, and confidence going into exam, please subscribe to Talk GCSE. Thank you ever so much, guys.